welcome in and welcome back to S&S for the National Football League Week 10 bets. Sandhu and Sheen back at it. What's going on with you, Jer? Are you ready for some picks
Oh,
against the spread?
just loving the Eagles' triumphant role here, and I'm hoping that we at least get this weak NFC East division, knock it off, and do something that hasn't been done in quite a while, and then do it again. Can't wait.
Yeah, okay. Let's switch it up to the recap what we had for week 9 picks. Let me take a look here as I pull up the sheet. We both got our gold picks across the line. I am actually 8-1 now on my gold picks on the year. Platinum picks, not so much. Silver picks didn't come through. Both our bronze came through. Your dog cashed and teaser cashed. My teaser lost with the Giants, and yeah, Survivor came through with you with SF. I forgot who I had taken, but you know it was a decent week, not a losing week, but still need to hopefully get a couple of 3-1, 6-2 weeks for the team across the line, Jared. That would be really nice.
Yeah.
Overall, can't complain though. So let's kick it off with the Holy Grail Platinum picks. You are taking them Buccaneers off a bye week against the red hot Patriots and Drake May, MVP.
Yeah, I like any team off a bye is obviously going to get a good boost. And yeah, Tampa's they've have had some injury problems, but I just see Baker Mayfield kind of making a statement win here, kind of saying, they're still one of the top teams in the league, and putting down this crazy young boy named Drake May, and just letting him know, like, young pup, you'll have your time later. This is my time.
No
Baker's hot.
sophomore slump for Drake May though, right? This year, right?
No, and I understand that, but I think they're just
Tampa
going to
baited.
stumble a little bit. They stumbled against Las Vegas, and I think this is going to be their next small stumble point. It might not be, again, it might not be a huge blowout, but I like it. I like the spread, and I think they'll take care of business.
Yeah, no, I mean they're off a bye. I like that part too. I just look at it as they didn't look that great against New Orleans, even though they beat them. It was mostly the defense taking advantage, and then against Detroit, they didn't look that great either, right? So I have a feeling Baker's hurt and he's just hiding an injury. And I don't know. I kind of like New England in this spot. I think they're the better team. If you look at power rankings and whatnot, I think the only thing is New England's not the best for pass defense. That's their weakness. They can shut down the run, but uh, Baker we know can sling it. But at home, he's not the same Baker. That's the only thing I'd be cautious about here. But can't uh, can't go wrong against your boy Baker. For my platinum pick, I am taking the Chargers on Sunday Night Football, laying 3 points against the Steelers, coming off a upset victory. They created a just probably you could say a fluky 6 turnovers. You don't see that very often in the NFL. Um, yeah, so I don't expect that to happen again. The losses of Slater and Alt are just horrible, but Justin Herbert's pretty talented. I think he can get the job done. The running game I don't like. It's by committee. They got Vidal Sassoon in the backfield there. He's solid, I would say, not spectacular. Steelers, I just think this is a bad spot for them. They're going to be maybe coming off a little bit of a high, taking out Indy at home. Aaron Rodgers was, pretty excited after that game. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a letdown spot for those Steelers. So I'm going to lay the 3. And I'm shocked so many people are loving the Steelers this week just because, I know their defense looked good last week, but I don't know. I don't. don't want to offend Paul here, but it might have been a fluke. I don't know. That's what I'm just thinking, right? But yeah, I'll take the young Herbert, and I know the Steelers are gonna have a shitload of fans. That is undeniable. They're gonna be Steeler Nation is gonna be there. The black and yellow is gonna be all over LA, and they're probably gonna be in a silent count. But I think Justin Herbert and that defense can get it done. Um, yeah, sucks not to have Alton Slater though.
Yeah, the
Yep.
Chargers are just hurt. They're hurt a few places, so they're making up for it though. They're toughing it out. It seems
Yeah.
like they're going to compete for the division. So
Yeah, they didn't cover last week, so I think that's what maybe scares some people off against the Titans. And Steelers beat a team straight up that was only had one loss, right? So I think that's going to affect people's mindsets, right? So let's go to gold picks. I am taking a stinky, ugly dog. Them formerly known Washington football team, now the Commanders. The world is gone um, south for them. They lost their franchise quarterback. Even though it was just non-throwing armchair, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think they're probably better off just resting him for the rest of the year and off pick, But um, yeah, I don't know. I think they're getting overreaction from Jaden Daniels not playing. I saw this spread last week. It was like 3.5, 4 or something, and now it's like 9. And I'm like, I know Jaden Daniels is a good QB, but he's not worth 5 points in my mind. So just strictly on points, I'm going to plug my nose, close my eyes, and take the +9 with the Commandos, and let's see if I can get to 9-1. My gold picks, and yeah, I like it. I think it's a good spot. I think Detroit can be passed on. Obviously, Hutchinson is a beast, and Penei Sewell is a beast as well. But you can pass on
I'll
Detroit.
say
I mean,
I'll say they'll cover if Mariota puts up 21, whatever, whether he runs it or slings
yeah.
it. If
Well, you know
Washington can
what?
get
They were
21, I like that. I like that
they did
9 points.
they didn't change they didn't change the playbook for Mariota the last couple of games when he was playing. They just went with the Jaden Daniels package, and like I know he's mobile and all, right? But he's not Jaden Daniels. Come on, like this guy's what, like 30 years old. He's he's above average, but you got to play to his strengths. You got to dink and dunk. You use Debo, Krosky Merritt. You know what I mean? And then hopefully you can slow down Jahmyr Gibbs. It's not easy to do, but he's a little bit less superhuman on grass and on the road. So that's why I like Washington here. I think it's just overreaction, so I'm going to take the points and the value and hand the baton off to you. You're telling me you are laying the 2.5 Dylan Gabriel chair on the road? What is the world coming to?
It's not really the Cleveland Browns at all. It's all about, I just don't believe in the Jets. I know they got their first win and all, but that's their Super Bowl.
Off a bye.
They want that they want that number one pick. I'm not saying that any team's going to tank, but I just see Cleveland's defense really taking over and not letting the Jets do much. They're so depleted. Their defense is, in my mind, at half strength now, losing Sauce and Quinnen Williams in one foul swoop. I know they got some Mozzie Smith and some whatever. No, I think their defense
Hey,
is really going to struggle these next
AD
few weeks.
Mitchell, you're not scared of him? You're
No,
not scared of AD Mitchell
it's
from
all
the
going to
Colts?
be it's going to be all about the defenses, and I think the Jets just aren't going to have enough personnel, and Cleveland's going to keep rolling. Miles Garrett's going to get another 5 sacks. Justin Fields, he's suspect from week to week.
Only thing with
So yeah, I think
only
they'll
thing with
shut
the
him
Jets
down.
defense, it wasn't that good before, right? The
No,
thing with the Jets
I know,
defense, it
but
wasn't that great
and I
before,
like
right?
that
So
Cleveland can just win it by 3 too. I just like them to win the game. So and then it's just by 3, and you cover. So I like it.
I just think it was weird because the Jets were favored by 2.5, and then these trades went down, and then the line flipped 5 points, and I was just like, I think just an overreaction, and I'm like, I just don't think Cleveland's like maybe at home they're 2.5 points better than the Jets, but on the road, I like. Jets off a bye. They're supposed to get Garrett Wilson back. I don't know. Just something about me. It sounds fishy about that one, but it is kind of a game that I usually get involved with, and then usually a game that I don't see you get involved with. So, uh, hey, kind of a role reversal, right? So let's go to silver picks, here. You are laying the 2.5 with the Green Bay Packers. I believe this is Monday Night Football on ABC. Eagles off a bye, heavily bet by the public. The Eagles, obviously, Packers lost last week. Uh, Tell me why you're liking the Pack.
I'm I'm officially putting the voodoo on this game.
I knew it.
So,
I
as
knew it.
people might not know, if they're new to the show, I'll update them that every time I bet on the Eagles, they seem to lose. Every time I bet against the Eagles, they seem to win. So I'm putting the voodoo on this one. I'm taking the Packers. I think they can win, especially just a -2, not just by 3. But I'm hoping that they lose because I love my Eagles. But yeah, that's my
Mhm.
pick for the silver.
So it's kind of like a reverse jinx thing with you. You're just win-win situation either way, right? If the Eagles lose, you're covering the spread most likely, and then yeah, Green Bay didn't look that great, but they didn't even punt, I believe, one time last week. I know they were really bad in the red zone, but maybe a little bit of credit to the Panthers, somewhat, I guess, defense and their running game there. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. I
Also,
mean,
revenge, right?
I
Revenge game from Brazil.
yeah, it's
So there's the
yeah,
and the
playoffs.
playoffs. So they're gonna have they're gonna have some bitterness. They're gonna want to make them pay,
I just
right?
don't know about
Max
Jacobs.
Payne.
I think he's beat up a little bit too.
Yeah.
Jacobs is a little beat up. He hasn't been his usual self the last couple of weeks. So I don't know. I just think Eagles. Who knows? It's a tough game to call. I think that's a coin flip game. It's a really strong spread, but we're gonna move on to the silver selection for myself. It is the Houston Texans with no CJ Stroud plus 1.5 against Trevor Lawrence and gang. Brian Thomas probably won't play in this one, Share. Travis Hunter is on the IR. Obviously, Davis Mills is not a great quarterback, but I think he can get the job done. He's been in the Texans system for years. He's a veteran, Joe Schmo,
Now,
dink and dunk type of guy.
with a week of practice, who
Texans do have
knows,
the best
right?
defense in the NFL, right? Yeah, he's going to get the
Yeah.
first reps and everything. And I don't really fear the Jaguars too much, especially as a road favorite. I'm happy to get the 1.5 at home. Maybe the Jaguars kick a 68-yard field goal like they did last week, and maybe win by one or two, or win by one. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world either. But I just like the Texans. Obviously, their season's probably over after a very disappointing loss last week. I think they outplayed Denver. But obviously, CJ Stroud got hurt, and that's the NFL world we live in. So I think it's Texans plus 1.5. Jaguars. Oh yeah, they did add Jacoby Myers. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think he's kind of a mid wide receiver as is. So not really too worried about that. But yeah, it's a divisional game. Going back to the Texans plus the 1.5. Let's go on to bronze picks for Week 10 in the National Football League. You want to tell me why you're taking the Rams, Jer? Minus Defoe. Is it a revenge spot?
Uh, I thought it was -3.5 when I seen it. That's kind of disappointing, -4. But yeah, no, I think they're gonna roll and they're gonna put up more points again. Seems like their offense can go on any defense in the league, and yeah, I don't think anyone can stop them. So yeah, I think they'll win again. I like them.
Yeah, they are looking for a little revenge from that Thursday night football really quirky game where San Francisco won as like a 8-point dog or whatever it was, right?
Yeah,
So
for
there's
sure.
some revenge factor there, but The only thing I would have to look at is Shanahan. He owns McVay in the regular season, so he'll have something up his sleeve, and somehow, some way that guy Mac Jones. I don't know how he does it, but he's scrappy, right? So it's a divisional game, the revenge factor. Rams looking good on offense and on defense. Okay, we're gonna be moving on to a ugly dog. It's the Saints plus 5.5. I'm probably one of the only people on planet Earth that's taking the Saints this week, but in a divisional game, I'll take 5.5. I don't think the Carolina Panthers should be favored by 5.5 in a divisional game. So
Fat and
mostly like
happy,
a value
probably,
bet for
right?
me.
After
Oh,
beating
I think
Green
so.
Bay and right.
They did beat Green Bay, but I mean Green Bay just kind of like let them in the front door by not scoring like any points in the red zone. They were just going for touchdowns. You know what I mean? It was game flow, but I mean Rico Dowdle is a really good running back. I think the strength for the Saints is their rush defense, and I just don't see like Bryce Young be able to like throw it down deep down the field. They're gonna dink and dunk. I expect it to be like a 21-17 type score. You know what I mean? Nothing. Probably not a game you're going to put on the big screen. You know what I mean? If you're in the bar or whatever, right? It's somewhere in the way in the doldrums in the corner of the bar. Right? Someone wants to watch it, and unfortunately for me this week, I'm one of those people. I'm taking those lowly Saints. Um, yeah, so Carolina, just fading them after last week. You know what I mean? I think they're going to be feeling themselves. So I'm going to jump in and say I'll grab the points. It's ugly, it's stinky, but someone's got to do it. And we're going to move on to Dog of the Week. You want to tell me why you are taking the black and yellow Paul Steelers?
Well, I looked. I really didn't like many of the games this week. This week is just a divisional
Tough week.
disaster. It's divisional game after divisional game after divisional game, and like we say on the show, divisional games can go either way. Records go out the
Yeah.
window. Everything, winning
Yeah.
streaks, just everything just go out the window, and spreads don't matter. So yeah, I was looking at all the
Yeah.
spreads, and I just figure that yeah, the Steelers are the scrappiest dog on the list, and they will find a way.
Okay. I'm taking the Jets just because I think that's just a miss price on that game. I just still can't believe Cleveland's laying 2.5. I could see that line coming down, so I don't like the Jets, but I think in this situation they could be the less weak of the two really really crappy teams here. They have the home field, or if you call it home field advantage. They've been losing a lot at home, so
Yeah.
could the Jets win two in a row? I think that would shock the NFL world. So um, yeah, probably not a game that I'm going to be putting cash on, but we'll roll with it for Dog of the Week. Teaser pick for you, Jer, is Detroit down under a field goal, -2. And then
Yeah, I'm loving that one.
Eagles up to 9.5.
Yeah, Eagles 9.5. I think if they lose, it won't be by much, and yeah, having over a touchdown's great there. So that's why I like it.
Yeah, same thing with me. I'm just doing the classic Wong teaser. I'm teasing New England up past a field goal and a touchdown to 8.5. And then the Jets, same thing, past a field goal and touchdown up to 8.5. So going through all those key numbers, more of a numbers play than the teams, obviously. So tough week for teasers this week. Tough week last week for teasers. But next week we got a lot of close spreads. We have probably I think 10 divisional games. So I think that'll be a good fun time. Any survivor pick you want to throw in there, Jerry? I didn't really look at it anything, but what are you thinking?
The Philadelphia Eagles. If you
Philadelphia
still
Eagles.
got
Okay.
them, take
Okay.
them.
Okay. Who was I looking at this week? Give me Carolina. Carolina to win. I don't think I've taken them this year. I mean, I don't think many people have taken them this year. So that's the final picks. That wraps up this week's show of the NFL Week 10 bets. Press the old like, press the old subscribe. And any final thoughts from you, Jer, as we sign off here?
I just can't wait for Monday night. Are you ready for some football? Peace.
Well said.